Good morning. I am introducing myself. My name Umesh. Last 4 years, I am working in power electronics field. The field of power electronics encompasses the application of fundamental concept in several disciplines: electronic devices and circuits, signals and systems, motor drives and control systems, etc. A course in power electronics should tie together all these diverse fundamental concepts into a consolidated core and add the consideration of power utilization, quality, and design issues, which are the special to the field of power electronics. Here I am introducing a project that is based on power electronics, named 3-phase 6-pulse controlled rectifier, especially applicable in higher kVA online UPS as AC to DC converter. An AC to DC converter, popularly known as rectifiers. So what is a rectifier? A circuit which is able to convert AC to DC, we can call it as a rectifier. Rectifiers are mainly classified into two. First is non-controlled rectifier. Second is controlled rectifier. What is a non-controlled rectifier? Circuit design using semiconductor diode. We can call it as non-controlled rectifier. Instead of diode, we are using some semiconductor switches like thyristors, IGBT, MOSFET, etc. We can say that is controlled rectifier. Here the picture showing a non-controlled rectifier. This is a single phase full bridge rectifier. What is the advantage of full bridge rectifier, full wave rectifier compared to half bridge? One important thing is we will get an output, high voltage at the output side of rectifier with less ripple content. And another important thing is maximum power utilization is possible in case of full bridge rectifier. This circuit has two mode operation, mode 1 and mode 2. In mode 1 operation, we assume that this is point A and this point B. This is a voltage, AC source. During positive half cycle of the input wave, we assume NDA is positive and NB is negative. NDA is positive and NDB is negative. Then diode D1 will forward biased and diode here NDB is negative and D2 also. That is mode 1 operation. During mode 2 operation, next. During negative half cycle of the input wave, NDA is negative with respect to NDB. Means NB is positive. Then diode D4 and diode D3 will conduct. and we will get a rectifier output, a DC output at the rectifier output side. And there is the equation of DC output V0. This straight line representing DC, that is equal to output voltage equal to 1 by pi integral of 0 to pi Vs sin theta d theta. It is equal to 2 Vs divided by pi. This Vs means Vs is peak value. We can convert. We will convert this Vs to root mean square. Then 2 root 2 Vs divided by pi equal to V0. Then V0 divided by Vs equal to 2 root 2 divided by pi. 2 root 2 divided by pi, that is a constant. That is equal to 0.9003. This is a constant for a single phase full wave rectifier. We can say that is voltage transfer ratio. Voltage transfer ratio means it is a ratio of DC output to voltage and the RMS also input. We will take an example. The source voltage is equal to 230. If source volt equal to 230 means here this voltage is 230. Here we will get yes VDC. VDC equal to how much it will come? 230 into 0.9003. That is VDC. That is pulsating DC, not filtered DC. Let me discuss about the performance characteristics. Performance characteristics is very important in the design of an AC to DC converter. Performance characteristics consist of two parts. First is transient, second is steady state. In both cases, the output voltage waveform consists of high harmonic content, that we can say that is a ripple. But in steady state condition, the output voltage waveform will be periodic and stabilized. There are two important performance characteristics. First one is voltage transfer ratio. What is voltage transfer ratio? Voltage transfer ratio means it's a ratio of DC output voltage and RMS input, AC input. As we told before, it will decide the rectifier output voltage. Means here 230 VAC is input. It is RMS value for a full wave converter, single phase full wave rectifier. The voltage transfer ratio is 0.9. Then 230 into 0.9, that will decide the pulsating DC of rectifier output. Second, performance characteristics is current voltage to current transfer ratio. That is also important. That I can write. TVI, that is equal to I0 divided by Vs, yes, that is voltage to current transfer ratio. TVI DC output current divided by DC input voltage. Another important performance characteristics that we explain, it is reflection characteristics, which gives the output conditions on the source variable. The most important reflective characteristics is current reflection ratio. What is current reflection ratio? It is desirable to have a small change in the output variable for a large variation of the output characteristics. That is current reflection ratio. Current reflection ratio, that is RII is equal to IS divided by IO. That is this current reflection ratio. Next, we discuss about harmonic profile. Harmonic profile is another important performance characteristics, especially THD, total harmonic distortion. What is THD? THD of a source current is defined as the ratio of harmonic content to the RMS fundamental current, that is total harmonic distortion. THD is equal to HC divided by I TC, that is harmonic THD. THD is very important when we calculating power factor. In power factor calculation, EF equation, EF is equal to 1 by under the root of 1 plus THD I square into dP F. That is power factor equation. So THD is very important. Next important performance characteristics is component stress. What is component stress? Component stress Yes, component stress is defined as the ratio of peak voltage and current values to the respective RMS value on the elements. That is component stress. That is also very important. Let me come to our project. Our project is 3-phase full bridge controlled rectifier. As I told before, there is a difference, controlled and non-controlled rectifier. In controlled rectifier, instead of semiconductor diode, we are using some switches, means semiconductor switches like thyristors, MOSFET and IGBTs. In our project, we are using thyristor semiconductor switch. A 6-pulse controlled rectifier consists of 2 parts. First is power section, second is control section. Control section includes phasing comparator, sawtooth generator, and phase angle comparator, voltage control loop, current control loop, phase sequence detector and phase failure detector, and oscillator, modulator, and so many things we consolidate in control section. In power section, yes, what is semiconductor, switches, snubber, and are related with some other components. Here the picture showing a 3-phase full bridge converter, and we can see 3 AC source. All are 120 degree apart from each other. Means one is 120 degree leading and another is 120 degree lagging. And here one point we are shorted here, and we take it as neutral. A 3-phase full bridge converter having some advantages compared to half bridge converter. The main advantage is we will get a high DC voltage at the rectifier output. And second is with less ripple conduct, means we will get a high ripple voltage. And third one, maximum phase power utilization is possible in case of 3-phase full bridge converter, either non-controlled or controlled. Here the total mode of operation will be 360 degree, and each thyristor conduction will be 60 degree angle, means 360 divided by 6. Total number of thyristors, here you can see the total number of thyristors is 6, then 360 divided by 6 means it will be 60 degree, means every 60 degree angle there is a commutation. And here we can see, actually we consolidate to 3-phase half bridge converter. One side will rectifying the positive and another side will rectifying the negative signal of the input, and we will get positive ripple at point A and negative ripple I will get at point B. Means the ripple voltage across the load will be ripple at point A minus ripple at point B. When ripple at point A is equal to point B, the output ripple voltage will be 0. The output voltage of a 3-phase full bridge converter we can control by delaying the current transition from one thyristor to another by an angle alpha. Alpha is equal to pi by 3 y. Pi by 3 means total cycle of operation will be 360, that is equal to 2 pi radian. 2 pi by 6, that will be pi by 3. For each phase, a pair of pulses I am using. Each pulse phase angle alpha, that is equal to pi by 3 and 4 pi by 3. Let us explain about alpha and mode of operation of a Fol-Bridge converter. In steady state condition, a Fol-Bridge, three-phase Fol-Bridge converter has 6-mode operation. Before that, I will explain alpha and also the phase waveform. Here the picture showing the phase waveform. This is a waveform from source E1. We can say that is R phase. This is a waveform from source E2. It's Y phase. This waveform source from source E3, that is B phase. All are 120 degree apart from each other. One is 100 degree lagging and another is 100 degree leading. Here is the starting point. We have seen that sin omega t, that is equal to 0. Sin omega t equal to 0. Omega equal to 2 pi f. And first we consider the positive side of the input, and here is the intersecting point, and this intersecting point we consider as the first firing angle. And here I am drawing a vertical line, a line that is parallel to y axis. This is the first firing point. We can say this is alpha. This is alpha. Okay, let us explain about the mode of operation. Circuit had 6-mode operation. As I told before, in mode 1 operation, during this period, positive cycle of the input, during this period, this is the waveform from source E1. We can see here this waveform from source E1, and during this period, here we can see this is the waveform from source E1. It will go to here and anode of the thyristor. And this thyristor will forward bias and will start to conduct. Then T1 I will conduct. Mode 1 operation, that is M1. You can write M1. During negative half cycle, next negative half cycle of the input, negative cycle. Here we can see E2 is negative. E2 is negative. But this is the intersecting point. Here we can see this alpha is equal to 0 point. And here also it's a 0 point. This is a 0 point for all phase. So Here to here this point is negative, but compared to E3, sorry E2, E3 is more negative. E3 is more negative. So during this period, E3, E3 is here. This will go to this point. Negative half cycle of the input means yes. That is this is T2. T2 will forward bias and it will connect. That is mode 2 operation. You can say mode 2 operation. Next mode 3. Again we will go to positive side. This waveform, waveform from source E2. Here we can see E2. E2 go to this point. It's a positive side. Yes. T3. Thyristor T3 will turn on. Again, this is mode 3. Then next, mode 4 operation. Mode 4 operation. Mode 4 operation. Here we can see this is a waveform from source E1, right? Yes, E1. Source E1. This will go to this point, and E1 negative. It's a negative cycle. So thyristor, yes, T4 will conduct. That is mode 4. Mode 4. Next, mode 5 operation. During this period, mode 5. You can see here, this is a waveform from source E3. E3 positive. E3 positive. E3 is, it will goes to this point. E3 positive means thyristor. Yes, this is the T5. T5 will forward biased and it will connect. Next is mode 6 operation. Mode 6 operation. During this period, which one will forward biased? You can see here this is a waveform from source C2. Source C2 is here. This will go to this point, and that is negative side, negative half side. So this is the T6. You can see here positive side, thyristor T1, T3 and T5. T1, T3, T5. Positive side. Negative side. T4, T6, T2. T2 will connect. Each thyristor will connect 60-degree duration. Means every 60-degree angle there is a commutation. The DC output voltage of 3-phase full bridge converter VDC is equal to line to line voltage into voltage transfer ratio into cos alpha. Line to line voltage means face to face voltage. Voltage transfer ratio, so already I explained voltage transfer ratio. That's one of the important performance parameter. That's a constant. Voltage transfer ratio is a constant. In case of 3-phase full bridge converter, voltage transfer ratio it is equal to 3 root 2 divided by pi, that is equal to 1.35 into cos alpha. Cos alpha is the firing angle. In case of control rectifier, firing angle is one of the important thing, because the output voltage of rectifier we controlling by lagging the current transition from one thyristor to another, so by an angle alpha. So cos alpha is very important. Cos alpha is the firing angle. Then we can write VDC is equal to VLL into 1.35 into cos alpha. But in case of non-controlled bridge rectifier, VDC is equal to VLL into voltage transfer ratio. But because instead of semiconductor switch, we are using semiconductor diode. That is the reason. Then there is no firing angle. Let us explain about the control section of three-phase full bridge converter. Here we can see the block diagram of control section. The first block is phase angle impulse generator. It's basically a step voltage step functioning wave generator corresponding to the input, either positive or negative half cycle of fundamental AC input we can apply to phase angle impulse generator. It will generate corresponding step voltage. Means input is RYB positive or inverse. That step wave we apply to the input of a ramp generator. Is output is output will be a ramp. Input is step. Then we can say integral of step function will be a ramp function. Basically, this circuit is an integrator using operation amplifier. Next stage is phase angle comparator. It's very important, because phase angle comparator will decide the firing angle of thyristor. When the output voltage varying corresponding to the input variation, we will get some error through voltage feedback, and the error amplifier will amplifying that error, and amplified error fed to the input of phase angle comparator. And phase angle comparator will decide the firing angle corresponding to the error variation. In other words, phase angle comparator functioning corresponding to the error variation will decide the instantaneous firing angle of thyristor. That instantaneous firing angle will control the current transition from one thyristor to another. Next stage is modulator. It is pulse width modulator, and here we can see an oscillator also. What is modulation? Superimposing a low frequency modulating signal on high frequency carrier. That is modulation. This oscillator will generate about 10 kilohertz square wave, means high frequency, and the modulated wave applied to the input of preamplifier. This for amplification, primary amplification. After that, we refer to the input of a power amplifier. That is a transformer coupled power amplifier. Using transformer, yes, that will provide isolated current pulse, and that current pulse applied to the input, applied to gate emitter terminal of thyristor. And here we can see some protections also we provided. One is phase fail detector. If any one of input phase fail, it will detect the phase failing and pull down the signal, and also provide undervolt overvolt protector. And here we can see phase sequence detector. Some heavy electrical equipments need phase sequence protection, means whenever the phase sequence reverse, what will happen? This phase sequence detector will pull down the signal. And here in this control section we consolidate so many things, including signal generation, related with the signal generation and protections. This is the control section. We are using 14 integrated circuits. And this is the soldering side. Using small piece of wires in my connections. This is our project hardware. Here we can see the power section and here control section also. This is cathode ray oscilloscope for wave analyzing. Here we are connecting to electric bulb seriously. That will goes to the output of rectifier. It's a resistive load. Let us displaying the control and power section of 3-phase full bridge control rectifier. Here you can see the control section. And here you can see the power section also. We are connecting 3 SCR blocks, each carrying 2 thyristors. And also you can see here we are connecting the A phase, here Y phase, and here B phase. Here displaying 3 power transformers, each primary 0 to 440 and secondary is 20 to 0, 22. Primary side delta configuration. Here we can see the cathode ray oscilloscope for waveform analyzing, and also here we can see the bulb load also. Let us displaying the control and power section of 3-phase full bridge control rectifier. Here you can see the control section, and here you can see the power section also. We are connecting 3 SCR blocks, each carrying 2 thyristors. And also you can see here we are connecting the A phase, here Y phase, and here B phase. Here displaying 3 power transformers, each primary 0 to 440 and secondary is 20 to 0, 22. Primary side delta configuration. Here we can see the cathode ray oscilloscope for waveform analyzing, and also here we can see the bulb load also. This is the voltage control port, and here one more port is there, that is for current control purpose. Here we are connecting this is a rectifier output, these two terminals. Here we are connecting the positive probe of multimeter, and here negative also. Here you can see the multimeter. This is the voltage feedback. It will goes to the input of one resistive network, means that is a voltage divider. You can see here, this is a regulated voltage, and this multimeter is connected across rectifier output. You can see the probe also here. See, now I am tuning this port. This is voltage control port. I am slightly tuning, and you can see the voltage variation also, corresponding variation. Yes, it's varying, and also I can reduce. See, I'm reducing the voltage. Now I am increasing clockwise direction. We can raise the voltage, output voltage. When we conclude, we could see the regulated rectified output voltage of a three-phase full bridge converter. Suppose VDC is equal to 405 and line to line voltage VLL equal to 400. You know the equation VDC is equal to VLL into voltage transfer ratio into cos alpha. VDC is equal to 405. Then 405 is equal to VLL 400 into 1.35. That is voltage transfer ratio. As I told before, that is a constant, into cos alpha. Then 405 equal to 540 cos alpha. 405 divided by 540 equal to cos alpha. Then alpha is equal to, cos alpha is equal to 0.75. Alpha is equal to cos inverse 0.75. That is equal to 41.40. Then alpha is equal to 41.40. I think you could follow the all things related with this project, whatever I explained. Also, I wish this project helpful to enrich your capability in your professional career. Have a nice day. Thank you.